This is the afternoon weather briefing. This is for Monday, the 5th of August. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather dry for the most part today. Got a few spotty showers over the southeastern counties of the state, but rain will be very hard to find around here, at least for the next week, as Debby stays well to the east. Here's a look at the radar presentation of Tropical Storm Debby this afternoon. We're live at 2:25, and the circulation center is near Live Oak, Florida. And again, the big rains are north and east of the circulation center. And we'll talk much more about Debby in just a moment. But while we got the radar up, let's take a peek at the southeastern part of Alabama. And if you look carefully, you'll see a few spotty showers in progress. From near Opelika and Auburn, down into parts of Russell, Barber, Macon, Pike, Coffee, Dale, Henry, Houston, Geneva, and Covington counties in southeast Alabama, gradually moving to the south. That's the far, far fringe of Tropical Storm Debby. But again, for the rest of the state, it is dry. Here's the upper air look today. And again, we have an upper high to the west, the mid-latitude westerlies to the north. And again, a break in the ridge allowing Debby to move northeast this morning. Landfall came at 6 o'clock Central Time this morning on the Florida Big Bend coast. There's a visible satellite view, and you can see I've got a field of cumulus clouds across Alabama, but again, the big rains far, far to the east. Check the radar composite across the deep south, and you can see the circulation center approaching the Florida-Georgia state line. And the big rains east and north of the center, wrapping up into parts of southeast Georgia and southern South Carolina. And again, for Alabama, got those spotty showers from near Opelika and Auburn, down to about Enterprise and Geneva and Andalusia, but not many. And obviously, we have missed the big rains from Debby. Temperatures are mostly in the low 90s across the state. We've got mid-90s to the south. Montgomery, 94. Mobile, 96. Birmingham, 91. Huntsville at 89. Now, Dothan's the cool spot because of a shower nearby. They've got 87. We'll check the watch warning map around the nation. We note, of course, all the tropical storm warnings to the southeast of here. Severe thunderstorm watches for parts of New York, Pennsylvania, and New England. A flash flood watch for parts of Wisconsin and Minnesota. And some scattered heat issues out west. Here's the severe weather outlook for the rest of today and tonight. We have a risk of severe storms arcing from the Dakotas into New England. And again, the chance of a few isolated tornadoes on the South Atlantic coast because of Debby. This is tomorrow, a small marginal risk on the coast of South Carolina because of Tropical Storm Debby. Risks well to the west and north. And on day 3, which is Wednesday, again, a marginal risk from near Charleston up to the Outer Banks with Debby, and a marginal risk over the western high plains. Here's the rain for the next 7 days, and obviously the big numbers are off to the west. And again, this is a map prepared this morning by WPC, the Weather Prediction Center. That's a NOAA facility, and you see a little rain showing up on here. But for most of the state, it's going to be dry. I think they tried to maybe take into account the idea that the GFS tries to back the thing up and we get some rain in here, but we think that solution is wrong, as the big rains will be off to the east. Now, let's look at the tropics. First off, other than Debby, we have a little tropical wave that is moving into the Caribbean from the Windward Islands. And the Hurricane Center giving this a 30% chance of becoming a depression or storm over the next 7 days. If anything forms, this will likely cross the Yucatan, wind up in the Bay of Campeche. And again, that's a big if. And what happens from there, it's too early to call. That's simply something to watch for now. The rest of the Atlantic Basin, very quiet. And, of course, Debby is inland. Again, Debby made landfall this morning as a minimal hurricane, a Category 1 in the Big Bend region of Florida, around Steinhatchee. And now the center is near Live Oak, Florida, moving towards the north-northeast at 7 miles per hour. The forward speed is slowing down. Of course, that's the problem. And that the big rains and the flooding potential, that's the big story with this thing. And notice Alabama over on the dry side, the good side. The Florida Gulf Coast from Cape San Blas, St. George Island west, no problems at all. So this is the updated track from the National Hurricane Center, and Debby is in a zone of very weak steering currents. And this could easily change, but this will likely stay a tropical storm all the way for the rest of this week, winding up Saturday morning near Virginia Beach. But you can see because of the very slow progression, this has potential to dump a lot of rain in that zone from Savannah up to Charleston and Myrtle Beach. And again, potential. Understand, not everybody's going to see this much, but there's potential for some folks to maybe receive over 15 inches of rain in through there. And that could create some very serious flooding problems, needless to say. But the big rains from Jacksonville, ultimately up to Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Philadelphia as the thing moves northeast. That's the rain for the next 7 days. So let's go through modeling here. Model fans. This is the GFS, the 12Z run, valid tomorrow afternoon at 4. And you can see the trough to the east that is Debby. The circulation center should be somewhere near Brunswick or Savannah. This is tomorrow at 4. And again, this is the GFS, and we're not the biggest fan of what this thing does here. So this is Wednesday. Debby kind of drifts out into the Atlantic. Thursday, the GFS wants to move it back off to the west. And then on Friday, the GFS depicts the remnant low of Debby near Atlanta, with a chance of rain for the eastern side of the state. But the European model, the reliable European model, says, hey, not so fast. This thing is going to be in Virginia, and we think that's the right solution here. So again, that's the model madness. Again, Friday, the GFS depicting the remnant circulation of Debby near Atlanta. The European, which we believe is right, has it up into Virginia. And of course, if that's right, we have no rain tomorrow through Friday. Alabama dry with the highs up in the 90s. The heat will probably peak on Wednesday. The NBM has 97 for Birmingham, but then the numbers begin to come down. Let's go to Saturday. We'll go back to the GFS. The GFS finally kicks Debby out of here. And the GFS is depicting, and really both global models depicting, a drier air mass comes in here Saturday on the backside of Debby. And if that's the case, the dew points come down, the humidity values come down, and nights will be a little cooler. Not that you need jackets or sweaters, not like that, but the high for the weekend will drop into the upper 80s and low 90s, and lows will likely drop into the 60s by Sunday morning in many spots. So that'll feel pretty good. And again, the weekend will be dry. That's Saturday, and this is Sunday. No rain. Again, highs both days, upper 80s, low 90s. Will be in the 60s by early Sunday morning. That'll feel pretty good. This is a week from today, Monday, the 12th of August. And again, we've got the main westerlies are to the north, and a very dry air mass stays in place. And we note the GFS depicting some type of tropical low in the western Gulf of Mexico, but we all know 8 days from now, it will probably be somewhere else. Let's go out 10 days. This is Thursday, August 15th, Thursday of next week. Troughing digging down into the northern plain states, and again, that looks relatively quiet. So for rain, let's look at the European ensemble output. This is rain for the next 15 days, valid through August 20th. And you can see the European just dry as could be. It's flatlined, really, for the next 7 to 10 days. And then around August 15th through August 20th, the mean begins to come up a little bit, but still the mean is only about 1 inch. But there's evidence we might see some rain by August 15th through August 20th, in the form of scattered showers and thunderstorms, which we typically expect every day this time of the year. We'll check the heat levels coming off the NBM National Blend of Models. This is for Birmingham. Of course, your number could vary. We've got 95 tomorrow, 97 on Wednesday, but look at the numbers come down for the weekend. 90 on Saturday, 89 on Sunday. On the 11th of August, and we all know we can be scorching hot this time of the year, and lows in the upper 60s, both Sunday morning and Monday morning. We'll take that, and mostly low 90s for the rest of next week. All right, let's go see if we can dig up the new CPC outlook for today, and it is in. So let's drop this in the sequence here, and we'll kind of watch it update together. And this is the 8 to 14 day guidance valid through August 13th through August 19th. And if this works out, temperatures here a little above average. So let's go back to the radar. Again, we're live here at 2:34 on Monday afternoon. Scattered showers across southeast Alabama. Again, from Auburn, Opelika, down to near Troy, Brundage, Ozark, Enterprise, Dothan, getting a passing shower, Andalusia, Geneva. And those will be winding down after sunset. And again, those are on the far, far fringe of the tropical storm Debby. And let's flip the radar back over to South Georgia, and that kind of depicts the situation there a little better. Tropical storm Debby again right now, packing sustained winds of 65 miles per hour. And again, it was a minimal Category 1 hurricane at the time of landfall. Circulation center near Live Oak, Florida. About to move up into Georgia. Heaviest rain is north and east of the circulation center, pouring along Interstate 10 from Lake City over to Jacksonville. Heavy rain falling around Savannah. And this thing will just slowly meander northeast from here. And the problem is because of the lack of forward motion, this could set the stage for some major, major flooding problems, freshwater flooding because of heavy rain. And again, the greatest concern, it's going to be that zone from near Savannah up to Hilton Head, Charleston, Myrtle Beach. Somebody in there might see over 15 inches of rain. And of course, that's going to create a pretty significant flooding issue. Had a great time today. Saw all of the teachers with the City of Alabaster Public Schools. This was their Institute Day. They go back to school this week. In fact, most systems are back in. Had a really good time. I do want to remind everybody we have a book signing coming up on Saturday, and we're going to be in Utah, Greene County. Hey, I'll be doing a severe weather safety talk, a brief talk at 9 o'clock, and then we will have a book signing after that from 9:30 until 11:30. So we're going to be in Greene County, Utah. On Saturday, I'll post details about the location up on the social platforms. Don't forget Weather Brains tonight, the show for weather dweebs, geeks, nerds, dorks, and weenies. 7 o'clock, youtube.com/weatherbrains. Hope to see you there, and we'll have a lot to talk about tonight. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.